We always hear that men need to talk about their problems, and yet we're shamed for trying to talk about them. So, why are men encouraged and shamed at the same time for talking about the issues that affect them? Well, let's talk about that. Now, if you want to follow the content that I make, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like and share this video so it gets out there. So, the current narrative is, when we're talking about the high male suicide rate, we always hear that men aren't talking about their issues, and that if they did, they wouldn't be killing themselves so often. Now, the reason that is given for men not talking is that the masculine traits of assertiveness, competitiveness, and especially the masculine trait of independence prevents them from doing so. Those traits are commonly described as toxic masculinity. I have a lot of issues with that phrase, but I'm not going to get into them now. But where does that come from? It actually comes from kind of an identity politics Marxist idea of men being oppressors and women being oppressed. And that doesn't really kind of fall true if you actually dig a little deeper into how things are. Men are seen in society as oppressors because they own most of the wealth in society, and that most of those in political office are men. But this idea that all men are powerful and successful is so far away from the truth that it's essentially propaganda. And it causes the society to ignore issues that negatively affect men because they're seen as privileged. The reality is there's only a very small amount of men that are in those high power positions. But most of the bottom of society are men. I think that characterising an entire group by the actions of a small minority is wrong. I thought that was a well accepted thought. I guess it's because it's men being portrayed negatively, then it must be acceptable, which is complete BS. Now, what are some of the issues that affect men? Male suicide being one. Men being victims of domestic violence. Boys falling behind at every level of the education system. Anti-male bias in the family law courts, which is actually something I've recently been researching, and it's a lot worse than I thought it was. Loss of due process in sexual assault, domestic violence and child abuse cases. Bias against fathers in society, which is having serious negative impacts. And misandry in general society and popular culture. Now, these are just some of the issues, but they're very damaging. Now, it's not that men aren't talking about their issues. There are groups out there that do talk about these issues, but yet they're silenced when they do. In Ireland here, a group called Men's Voices Ireland do actually a really good job on that, on talking about men's issues. Yet, when it comes to the news media or politics, when they try to talk to politicians, they very rarely, if ever, get the light of day. And that's wrong. When men do talk about the issues that impact them, society refuses to pay attention to them. And it's mainly being pushed by women's groups that have convinced general society that giving attention to men's issues reduces the attention given to women's issues, which, not really. Why not? Like, men's groups aren't saying that women's issues don't matter and that they shouldn't get attention. They're just saying let's give some attention to men's issues as well. But there's also this idea, and this does come purely from women's and feminist groups, that men's issues they aren't caused by women or society. They can only be caused by men themselves. Which, to me, sounds a lot like victim blaming, to be fair. So why is talking about men's issues so important? Well, men are half the population. They are our fathers, our brothers, our sons, our friends. And they deserve to have the issues that impact them taken seriously. We always hear that men need to talk. Society really needs to frickin' listen. And if they don't, nothing will change. So what do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. Men have issues that need to be talked about. Now, until society starts listening when men do talk about those issues, not much will change and society will continue to go downhill. Society needs men. Let's try and help men so that society as a whole can benefit.